Hello YouTubers, welcome to my week 2 weigh-in. Today, hopefully this will be short and sweet. I always say that, but then I end up having 10 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, so hopefully we keep this one short. First off, I want to do my numbers. Last week I was 153.6. On my weigh-in today, or not today, but on my weigh-in this week I was 150. So I'm down 3.5 pounds, which again is crazy to me. I can't believe I'm losing this so quickly. I was expecting 1 or 2 pounds a week. So to lose 3 last week and 3.5 this week is awesome. Biggest thing I've been doing, as I said last week, I just kind of eat a certain amount out of each food group per day, watching that I don't eat too many sugary foods, and that's about it. So, since people always want to know about the exercise, I did Zumba 3 times last week. That was the extent of my exercise. One thing I wanted to talk about this week was I went on a messaging board. I go on there ever so often, and people talk about food and nutrition and all that kind of stuff, and it's really, in my opinion, the blind leading the blind, and it drives me batty. A woman had posted a question. She said, why am I having such a hard time keeping my carbs under 40 per day, 40 grams of carbs per day, because obviously she's gotten some sort of advice that told her to keep her carbs below 40 per day, which is actually, unfortunately, very common in the weight loss community. People think they need to keep that number really low down. My response to her was, it is difficult to keep your carbs under 40 per day because it is 1, unnatural, and 2, unhealthy. Of course, people had all sorts of mean things to say to me after that, which is the reason I stay out of that board. But people were giving her advice on how to keep her carbs under 40, and I'm thinking, like, why would you even want to do that? Carbs are the main fuel source that your body needs to survive. I understand there was the Atkins craze, and I understand that there are good carbs and bad carbs, but to be keeping the good carbs under 40 isn't a good thing. I don't track my carbs. I just kind of keep, I'm going to show you guys actually how I write my food. This is what I use to track my food. And this kind of shows at the bottom of the day what part of the food group I'm eating. But just as an example, one morning, just for breakfast, I had 35 carbs. I had papaya, yogurt, and oatmeal. And in that was 35 carbs. How in the world are you going to keep your carbs under 40 for the entire day if eating something healthy in the morning is 35 carbs? My snack, which included homemade protein bars and almonds, had 60 carbs. So I'm way over my daily limit there just in snack alone. So I just wanted to comment on that. It makes me angry, and oh, sorry, I'm moving my whole camera there. It makes me angry when people, badger other people about their carbs and try to get them to eat low carbs. These are the people that end up feeling weak and tired and fatigued, and then the minute they start eating carbs, they gain weight because their body stores them because they were being deprived of them. So that's my thought on carbs. Yes, there are good carbs, there are bad carbs. Should you keep your carbs under 40 per day? Absolutely, positively not. Eat the right carbs. Your body needs them. This week, not a whole lot of exciting stuff. I did buy a new scale because I broke mine. Ta-da! I think I was driving the people in the store nuts. I tried like every single scale they had, but geez, they're like $50. So I actually took my shoes and my socks off, and I was stepping on each one to see how accurate they were. It's kind of crazy. Some of them would be off from one another, like 5 pounds. Mainly what I was looking for is I already knew what I weighed on that day when I went in, so I wanted something that was accurate with my bathroom scale at home. But also I got one that does a body fat percentage. They were varying so greatly from scale to scale. One said 16%, one said 33%. But recently I had my body fat percentage done, so I know that it was 28.6. I believe it was 28.6. So when I stepped on this scale, it said 29, which is very close to that. So I figured, okay, that's the most accurate read I'm getting. The weight says the same that it did at my home scale. So I ended up buying this one. If you do buy a scale and you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, look online because you can get them to email you a 20% off coupon. So I ended up saving $10 on it. What else did I want to talk about today? As I ended my week 1, it went from Friday to Thursday, and I weigh myself Friday morning because I'd started on Friday. I decided that I was going to skip a day, take a day off from keeping track, and I wasn't going to go nuts and eat everything in the refrigerator, but because I only allow myself a certain amount from each food group per day or a certain amount of sweets per week, that was kind of my off day to where I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't want to, stress myself out. So my next week actually went from Saturday to Friday, and then of course Saturday I weigh myself, and then that's kind of my off day. And then so now this week that I'm starting goes from Sunday to Saturday. So in other words, pretty much what I'm doing is the day that I weigh myself in the morning, I kind of take that day off. And I don't go nuts, but I do just kind of relax, and I don't have to keep track of things. I do have to admit it was a little bit hard to get back on track that next day, because I did allow myself to eat a couple things that I wouldn't normally include in my diet. So it's like the next day I kind of wanted those things. So you just got to determine what works for you. After losing so much weight, you know, nearly 100 pounds, that's a big, like, mental battle and struggle and daily, not even daily thing, like a minute by minute thing that you have to work on. So to be kind of like going into this endeavor again, you have to give yourself little breaks here and there, you know, because it is more of a lifestyle. It's not like this diet plan that you follow. I just got really paranoid because I'm sitting in my yard and I realized that there's people walking by that probably think I'm talking to myself. But anywho, I guess that is all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It definitely helped me this week when I thought about eating certain things, and I thought, nope, I have to weigh myself and report this back to people, so let me not eat that. But, you know, like I said, it's a lot easier because most of these things that I do now are actually a part of my lifestyle, regardless of whether or not I'm trying to lose or maintain. So, anywho, hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.